Christian Mosquera's arrival at Arsenal has arrived wrapped in a story of loyalty, haste and enormous expectation, the kind of transfer that forces supporters on both sides of the fence to pick a side before the next whistle. Born and forged in Valencia's academy, Mosquera left a club that taught him how to be a professional and a city that still claims him as one of their own. Yet with just a year left on his contract and no new deal signed, the move north felt inevitable. That tension, gratitude mixed with frustration, is where the drama begins. A young player who didn't burn bridges but chose his path, and a selling club that decided to cash in rather than risk losing him for free. It's personal, it's practical, and it has fans asking whether football now asks players to choose club or career more bluntly than ever. On the pitch, Arsenal's decision to bring him in was equally pragmatic. When a defender is asked to step into an Anfield cauldron early in his Arsenal career, it isn't coincidence. It's a test. Mosquera's enforced debut came when William Saliba left injured, and for a 21-year-old, the Premier League's pace and directness can feel like a different animal compared to La Liga's rhythms. He's been candid about that. The extra intensity, the back-and-forth dynamism, the way attackers commit and punish hesitation, and that honesty is exactly why Arsenal supporters should take note. He isn't pretending the jump was smooth, he's admitting to the growing pains while showing the composure that convinced Arteta to trust him in a huge moment. But trust from a manager doesn't automatically translate into minutes. Arsenal's defence is stacked with proven figures. Saliba's commanding presence, Gabriel's consistency, and the arrival of Piero Hincapié has only increased competition. For Mosquera, this means the pathway to becoming a starter is narrow and requires not just talent, but tactical adaptability and mental resilience. Arteta's system demands ball-playing defenders who can step into midfield, read the game, and offer a blend of aggression and calm. Traits Mosquera has shown in fragments, but must now deliver regularly. The question isn't just whether he can adapt physically, it's whether he can internalize a defensive philosophy that leaves little room for error and even less patience for acclimation. Outside the training ground, the move has a cultural ripple. Valencia supporters remember one of their own and feel the sting when academy graduates depart, especially under strained circumstances. Mosquera's careful public gratitude, he stresses he'll always be a Valencianista, is a smart human reaction that keeps bridges intact while acknowledging the practicalities of a young player's career. In North London, the narrative flips. Arsenal fans will compare him to household names and evaluate his minutes like currency. The club's long-term blueprint has often favoured nurturing young talent inside an elite environment rather than relying solely on veteran stopgaps. This signing fits that mould. Yet the real drama will be written in months, not headlines. If Mosquera seizes opportunities, handles the physicality night after night, and refines his decision-making under pressure, this transfer will look like a masterstroke. A young, technically gifted defender growing into a pillar of a club with Champions League ambitions. If he stalls, struggles to adapt, or becomes a peripheral option behind more established stars, it will be framed as a gamble that didn't pay off. Either way, the stakes are personal and institutional. For Mosquera, it's about carving an identity beyond his boyhood badge. For Arsenal, it's about proving their system can turn potential into performance. Fans on both sides will be watching every touch, every recovery, and every interview for signs of who this player will become. The verdict will never be instantaneous, but the first chapters are already written. A young man leaving his home with respect intact, a manager showing faith, and a club placing a calculated bet on the future. Whether Arteta's choice will be remembered as a risk that paid dividends or a misjudgment that cost minutes is a story that will unfold on the Premier League's unforgiving stage.